horses. Good day to you, partner. I'm keen, and I can already tell that I'll be your best friend in this forsaken camp.
Hey guys, Wheat Solo here, aka the Skeleton King. So I want to apologize about not making any videos and about not playing much. Although I did get to hell. I did it so great, so good, so fast, and I do want to play more. I want to farm a bit. I want to make budget Poison Nova, budget Fire Golems. And then I want to do some non-ladder things, but I don't really feel like farming maps. So if anybody has a stock of non-ladder maps and they don't give a shit about them, I would love to take them. Because I know, I think Topwig wants a few too, and I'm sure someone else could reach out to me and I could give them some. Basically, Royal Crypts would be awesome. And it's really awesome. I made a YouTube partner again for the first time in like 10 years. So thank you for that. It's kind of funny because it kind of reminds me of like There and Back Again. And, you know, Donald Trump won again. He was there. He was gone. Now he's back. Just like me with Diablo 3, now Diablo 2. Going back in time. I'm like Benjamin fucking Button at this point. Oh, it's so good, so great. Anyways, no politics. At least we get to see these beautiful hand gestures again. 4 more years. Or 8, or 12, 16, who knows? J.D. Vance, when he dies. Oh, so beautiful. I love him. Love the hand. I do like his hand. He's such a weird guy. All right. What are we doing on this video? We're not going to make it that long. There's the little introduction. We're talking about Dominion. Why are we talking about Dominion? It's because people are listening to the Skeleton King and going, Fire Golems are good. They're not listening to Dorcas Humongous. But the problem is people don't know how to make a good Dominion. Now, Dominion sucks. Okay, I don't think there's no reason to run it, but we'll get to that in a second. Are there any good stats on this? Not really. They're pretty abysmal stats, right? You do get these 3, and those 3 are cool, especially summoning 1 additional golem. That is fun. I like that. What other skills do you get on it? Let's not talk about if it's good or bad. We'll save that till the end. You might go Fire Golem and Golem Mastery because then my golems are more stonks. There's a problem with that. If we go to what Golem Mastery actually does, life percentage, attack rating, and movement speed. And look at this. You're not getting extra movement speed until level 60 from 38. So unless your Dominion base bumps you up this tick, all you're getting is attack rating and some life percentage. And trust me when I say it's fairly insignificant. Okay, so if we're not getting Golem Mastery, are we getting Fire Golem? Well, if you don't want to deal with multiple wands, I guess, and then we're gonna kind of wrap this all back up at the original topic anyways. You'll see what I'm gonna say about this. You could just get Fire Golem. Fuck it, I don't care. It's base damage on any ability that is stacking mastery, like Fire Golem, which gets 9% per synergy, and then a bunch of facets and Fire Elliot large charms. It matters, and so that base damage will help. But what are really the big 3 to get? And it used to be a big 4 in my opinion, but I've actually changed it to a big 3. It's lower resist, bone armor, and blood warp. And that is because you save a ton of skill points, getting valuable things that you need as a necromancer, and it can be annoying to try to get a 0 CD blood warp with Fire Golem gear because you're generally avoiding plus skills a bit and you want to get mastery. And so it just opens up your gearing options. And I like options, okay? I don't like being constricted. Okay, none of this. We want this. We want this. Not this, but this. So beautiful. I'm sorry, guys. I'm coming to terms with my reality. What do I care? I'm in Ireland. I don't care that much. I don't know. Maybe I care. Do I care? I don't even know if I care. Anyways, I'm sure he's going to be great. Okay, so let's get back to the point. The base damage of Fire Golems actually increases quite a bit at 28 plus. Basically, there's 5 brackets to every skill, and when you get up to the next bracket, the amount of better the skill gets increases. So the base damage is 28 at 28 plus, right? So every time you get another skill, you get 28 more damage on your Fire Golem. So if you're getting +3 extra on your Dominion base, It's another 90 damage. But think about it this way. If you're just using a +7 wand as opposed to a +2 Dominion-based wand, you're getting 135 more base damage. Actually, it's 28. So it'd be 140 base damage. Look at my math. So good. And you're getting 2 facets. But really, does any of this matter? Because this is what I want to wrap it up with. At the end of the day, you're doing enough damage with Fire Golems with in-game gear that whether or not you use this very beautiful wand, which is being covered by my camera, I can see that now. What if I put it over here? Is it not covered anymore? Aha, look. That's what having 2 screens gets you. I'm so smart. So smart. I should run like the technology department of the government now. The damage doesn't really matter. So you could argue that once you hit in-game, this wand doesn't matter. Your Dominion base doesn't matter. So what matters really at the end of the day? Well, the Dominion base does matter because what you're trying to do is you're trying to get more options for your build. So if you're looking at this screen right now, right? And we're up here and we have to be, God, I hate how this screen is like a little messed up and retarded. But I can't find the thing to move it over. That's good enough. We see we have 10 skill points remaining at max Fire Golem. Okay? If we're going to get lower resist, oh no. Bone armor? Oh no. That means we have literally 4 points to put into Blood Warp. We can't even get revives. But if we have that base, that saves us our lower resist points, our bone armor points, and gives us 3 points in the Blood Warp, then all of a sudden we have a chunky 13 into Blood Warp, which is really going to help. Now the last really good one you can get, and I used to put it as one of the best, is 1 point revive. And the reason why that is because technically instead of saving 3 points, like +3 Blood Warp, +2 revives saves 4 skill points. The reason why I don't put it above a Bone Armor now or Blood Warp, because technically Bone Armor is only 2 points unless you get +5, is because you don't really need the revives. They're just nice to have. So like, that's a good base. Any combination of those 4 skills is a really fucking good base. But most people don't bother getting revives, so that to me is the cream of the crop. The Blood Warp, the Bone Armor, the lower resist wand. And that's going to give you options to have fun with your character. And so if we go here, I don't really have that many good options, but like some people actually want to run Phoenix, which is why running Dominion is fine. But again, you don't really need the extra damage. So you could start to do weird things where you could like have a Jin Slayer on swap. Like it doesn't matter. Like, honestly, I would say just run Whiz Spike because Whiz Spike is incredibly good and gives you a ton of FCR and a ton of resistances. And, like, sometimes hitting 125 FCR on a Necromancer is really annoying on certain builds. And so if you run that, there I got a Whiz Spike, a terrible one. You could run Magic Find on your weapon. You could run, is there any other really cool thing? You could run an Eternity on it. I swear there was something I had in mind that I wanted to tell you guys, and I feel like a tard for not knowing what it was. But basically, Dominion I think is pretty good when your gear isn't that good, but when your gear is really good, you're one-tapping when you stomp. So I understand if you want to play with Phoenix and you don't want to deal with a armor swap, like I do think going Trangs and just staying Trangs is pretty nice. Then you don't even have to deal about the less abilities of Ormus robes. But even if you just run Ormus robes and just keep it on, because you don't want to have to deal with swapping to an Enigma. I got one somewhere. Oh, maybe I don't. I have no idea. I'm sure I do. But like, I do get that. I really, really do. But I taught you how to make a good Dominion, and I just think sometimes what people get so focused on is the bigger number, and Dominion isn't even the biggest number. Like, yes, you get the extra golem, but you're losing damage. Like, don't focus on big numbers. Focus on this. If you're going to play Stomp style, you one pulse a pack. And yes, one pulse a champ pack or an elite pack. But once you do that, don't worry about more damage. Worry about everything else this game has to offer. Like, Magic Find isn't a dead stat because rares are really good now. if you still pick items up.
Come and play with us.
Skelly King out, guys. GG.
Come and play with us, Daddy. Forever